Once again, good morning to all of you, and thanks for joining this session. And welcome again to the Oracle Fusion Finance Cloud Demo session by Triotech Software Trainings. My name is Chandhu, and I will be your trainer for the Oracle Cloud Financial Applications training. Uh, Before we go into the details of the session, the demo session, I just want to give a brief introduction about myself. I have around 10 plus years of experience in the Oracle and accounting finance domain. I started off my career as an accountant in one of the knowledge processing companies as an accounts payable executive. And when I got an opportunity, I shifted my career to the Oracle software Oracle applications, ERP applications, and since then I have been into in this particular field. And over the years in my career, I have actually come across many implementations where the Oracle ERP has been implemented, and the Oracle financials, not only the financials, the entire ERP suite has been implemented. I've been working on those projects since then, and it has been a universal client base for which I have worked. I have experience working with many clients across US, UAE, as well as other Middle Eastern countries and the Asia Pacific region, implementing the Oracle Cloud Financials. So that is a brief introduction about myself. And today, basically, we will be having a demo session on the basics of the Oracle Cloud Financials, where I'll be walking you through with certain preliminary things which you need to understand as part of the Oracle Fusion applications, and we'll give you a gist of all the applications, the modules that is part of the Oracle ERP, and we will move ahead in that manner. All right. So for today, this is the agenda. Introduction to ERP. So we will understand what an ERP is, though many of us know what an ERP is. Then we will have a understanding on what the Oracle Fusion application evolution is. So basically, the life cycle, from the start till today, what is the journey that Oracle has taken into the ERP applications? Then what is exactly the Fusion applications that we will understand? Then what is the difference? So these are Oracle Fusion and on-premise. These are certain cloud deployment or certain deployment models on which the Oracle ERP has been implemented or is being implemented or deployed, that we will understand to have a background. Then we will see the releases that we have as part of Oracle Fusion. Then Oracle Fusion application framework. Okay, so this will include what are all the applications that Oracle is providing providing the softwares and its services into. Then the modules, okay, that we will be covering as part of this particular training. Okay, so training, basically the entire training period, what we will be covering, what all modules you will be going through. I'll give you an in-depth understanding on those modules. And then understanding the Oracle work profiles. So along with understanding or having a background of these Oracle application aspect, also you need to understand what are the work profiles, because you would want to relate, okay, where I'll be a best fit, okay, or what will be my role if I have learned these applications, and going forward if I get deployed, okay, on in the real life organization. So that also we will understand. And why to choose Triotech, okay, what are the programs that we are offering, and for how long we will be offering. All those details will be shared towards the end of the session. All right, to start with our topic for today, introduction to ERP. Okay, ERP, I mean, most of the generation today who are the working class, they are aware what an ERP is. So ERP is the acronym that stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So what an enterprise is, how its departments function, okay, and what are the activities that are being performed in each of these departments in the organization. All these, okay, are managed digitally, okay, in this current world. Okay, therefore ERP softwares, they have become a very integral part of all the business operations. Okay, and it therefore helps the business in management of their processes, in management of the data associated to it. Okay, and thereby running their businesses smoothly. So that is what the key, that the role of ERP has been in businesses since the time it has started into the market, or it has come into the market. So it is a business process management software, right, that manages and integrates the company's financials, supply chain, operations, commerce, okay, similarly reporting and analysis, right, manufacturing and human resource activities, all these things, all these business functions, okay, not only finance, every department, every aspects that are there or in the business organization, all of them are integrated. And the management of these processes, the processes as well as the data, okay, there would be an underlying data. So all the processes and all the data related to it are being managed in today's world by an ERP. Every organization that you go, you will see the ERP, one, some or the other ERP being there. Okay, with that, there are many ERPs right now in the market. Okay, since the advent of the ERPs, probably 30 to 40 decades back. Okay, there are currently many ERPs that are there in the market, and many of these ERP are providing a whole suite of software. Okay, a whole suite of application, an entire end-to-end solution. But many of them are very niche. Okay, products. By niche, I would say they actually cater to very specific business processes. Okay, so what are the examples? So some of the examples that you see, or you probably might be aware as well, Oracle, okay, and SAP. These are the very well-known names that you might see across, every day. Okay, business organizations that are using Oracle and SAP. So Oracle and SAP are example of those ERPs which give a whole suite of product. Okay, whole suite as in it covers majorly all business operations. It caters to majorly all business functions. Okay, while there are others that you would see like Salesforce. Okay, it is basically into the customer relationship management. Okay, that can be an example of having a or being a niche product. Okay, that means it caters to a very specific business process. Earlier there was something called PeopleSoft, which was, even today it is there, but it has been again acquired by Oracle, which we will see in the coming slides, or we will understand in the coming slides. But there was PeopleSoft, which was particularly catering to what the human resource applications. They were specifically into the human resource software services providing. Okay, so that is what the niche sectors are which they are catering. Oracle specifically is into all, on whatever business function, okay, that you can think of. Majorly everything is covered as part of the Oracle ERP. Okay, now understanding the Oracle ERP. Okay, so one second. Basically, Oracle, started off its journey into the ERP service providing. Basically, around 33 or 4 decades back. Okay, even in the 90s somewhere, and they have come up since then. They have come up with many applications, or they have developed their softwares. Okay, on a multi platform. Okay, where they have acquired the knowledge over the years, and acquired the expertise over the years, and they have come up with the ERP. Now that is where it becomes crucial to understand the Oracle Fusion. Okay, Fusion applications. Now if you see the Oracle Fusion applications, it can be best described as what, built on open standards based platform. Okay, over the decades, okay, it has been built upon multiple platforms. Okay, it has been built using multiple technologies. Okay, over the years. Okay, that is where you see Oracle SOA, WebLogic Server, JDeveloper. Okay, similarly we have OBI EEE. Okay, that was for business intelligence. Then Web Center portal, Web Center Content, Enterprise Manager. These are some of the tools that are there in the market, which they have, or platforms that are there in the market, which they have. Some of them are developed by Oracle themselves. Some of them have been acquired over the years, and it has been built on the Oracle Fusion ERP. Okay, has been built on these open standards based platform. Now, the second thing that you see over here is built on best business practices. Okay. Now, what is meant by built on best business practices? As I mentioned, right, they have started off their journey into the ERP software development and the service providing 30 to 40 years back. Okay, and since then, okay, even you are aware, the business world has evolved a lot. Okay, a lot of things have come into place that were not there. If you look at some 30 to 40 years back, or even before that, okay, there were many things that were done manually, and then the evolution has happened to softwares and so on and so forth. Okay, so similarly, Oracle has also been over the years built on best practices. Earlier, they came up with a very base application maybe, and since that time onwards, they have seen the best business practices that are there in the across the globe. Okay, they have built their softwares to cater to those best practices that are there in the industry. So best practices related to human resource management, similarly best practices related to the supply chain management. Okay, so similarly the best practices related to financials. Okay, all these they have actually, the best practices that are there across the globe, they have uh, inherited, or I would say rather, they have consumed those and they have built their application to cater to those requirements. Okay, to the ever changing business requirements. So that is where you will see Oracle e-business suite. Okay, now you would ask me what or how is Oracle e-business suite a best practice? So it is Oracle e-business suite is the ERP that they started with. Okay, the Oracle came up with when they ventured into the ERP business, and they were the niche players, okay, into the financial softwares. And e-business suite was started off with financial softwares, financial applications. So they were the market key players at that time for the financial applications. And PeopleSoft, as I mentioned, PeopleSoft was a key player into the human resource, okay, human resource applications. JD Edwards, for that matter, was again into financials and supply chain. That software was actually a niche player in the market during those times. Okay, then Siebel was into customer relationship management. Okay, so over the years, all these software that were key and niche players, okay, they were brought together. The best practices of them were brought together. Okay, so PeopleSoft was not Oracle. So Oracle acquired PeopleSoft to consume the best practices or the application key features related to human capital management. Similarly, it acquired over the years JD Edwards. Siebel it acquired. Oracle On Demand was their own product, which they again clubbed together into the Oracle Fusion. So over the years, all these softwares, okay, which were the key players or the niche players, they acquired some of them was developed by themselves, everything they brought together. Okay, all the best practices in the market that they brought together and they fused it into the Oracle Fusion application. Okay, now deployed through a selection of options. Okay, so what is the meaning of deployed through a selection of options? Now, the deployment of the Oracle software applications, okay, it has been on multiple platforms, public cloud, private cloud. So cloud is a concept right now, okay, which we are seeing since last probably a decade, that we are seeing the cloud, cloud deployment model. And then before that, there was on-premise, and somewhat hybrid has also been there. So basically these deployment models, okay, where basically the applications are deployed, okay, that we will understand though the concept of cloud and on premise in detail in the coming slides, but these were all the options on which the Fusion applications have been deployed. So it is a mix of all these, okay, open standard based platforms where they were built based on the best practices in the market, okay, and deployed through a selection of options. Together they have formed the Oracle applications. That is why Oracle Fusion applications, I would say. That is why Oracle Fusion can be best described as these. Now, Oracle Fusion applications are a suite of applications. There are multiple applications in the Oracle Fusion architecture, okay, built on Oracle Cloud that include cloud-based application for enterprise resource planning, enterprise performance management, then supply chain and manufacturing, human capital, and customer experience, and a lot more. Okay. Now, this is the evolution, or you can say the journey which Oracle had taken over the years, which I already explained in the earlier slide. But you can see here, Oracle e-business suite, it was their own home-built product, okay, that was known for financial applications. PeopleSoft, it had acquired later on to consume the best practices related to human capital management. Oracle JD Edwards, they acquired again to integrate the best practices related to the supply chain. Okay. Then Oracle Siebel for the customer relationship management. Then a few years back, or one decade back, I think it had also acquired Hyperion, which was a famous reporting tool. Basically, this particular application, Hyperion applications, they provide advanced reporting functionalities and features. So again, that was also acquired from the market by Oracle. Okay, and they have started integrating it in Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, so these are all over the last 30 to 40 years. This is how they have evolved. The Oracle Fusion applications have evolved. Okay, and right now whatever we see, it is a mix of all these aspects. Okay, all these key features of all these applications and softwares that were in the market. Now, this is just a magic quadrant to let you know, this was from August 2021, but even in August 22, again, whatever was released by Gartner, this magic quadrant for cloud-based ERP product-centric enterprises. Okay, they have released this, which actually shows, who are the leaders in the market in with respect to ERP products. Similarly, who are the visionaries, niche players, and then challengers. Okay, so in that, if you see Oracle ERP, Oracle Cloud ERP is the leader, and they have been the leaders since quite for many years. Okay, because they are providing what a whole suite of application that caters to various business needs. It is not a niche product, rather it is actually providing the softwares for to carry out all the business processes, almost all business processes which you can think of. Okay, so that is why they have emerged as leaders in the current cloud ERP market. Okay, now to understand, so I had mentioned that in the Oracle is what? Oracle is deployed through a selection of options, right? Public cloud, private cloud, on-premise, and hybrid. So we will understand now in detail what are these deployment models. Okay, now there are certain key questions that are asked or based on which you can understand the on-premise versus the cloud deployment model. Okay, the first question is, how can we access the Fusion? Okay, what or how we can access? So basically what happens is any business that wants to use the Oracle ERP, they would first of all get the licenses, right? Get the licenses to the softwares, and then certain accesses would be provided. Now, based on the deployment model, how an access is to be, how you can get, or what is the type of deployment that you can get. Okay, there are two models. One is the cloud model, and the other one is the on-premise model. So primarily, okay, which is called as the a traditional deployment model, that was on-premise. Okay, before the advent of the cloud technology, okay, it was on-premise. Okay, now what is the on-premise? Okay, and what is a cloud, that we will understand. Okay, now on-premise and cloud, okay, answers the main question, who maintains it. Okay, that would be the key question that is answered. Okay, in case of on-premise, okay, the application, the database related to it, okay, the database to run the application, the servers that are required to run the applications, the ERP, it was all on-premise. As the word suggests, on-premise, that means on the premises of the company, okay, who are procuring the licenses for this deployment model. Okay. So this is the traditional approach. Again, to emphasize, this is the traditional approach. Nowadays, everything is in cloud. So the traditional approach, based on the traditional approach, companies, they would buy the licenses, okay, from Oracle for the ERP, and in turn they would provide the softwares which had to be installed, okay, in the local machines of the company, and anything and everything that is required to run these applications, like the servers, the network capabilities, all those things had to be maintained on the premise of the company. Okay, so that is where the question: does your company have a data center or not? Okay, so the data centers also had to be there for the businesses to install the on-premise. So entire infrastructure required would be the company. In case of cloud, on the other hand, okay, so on in case of cloud, who maintains it? Okay, so who maintains what? The entire infrastructure required, okay, for the applications, Oracle ERP applications, that is maintained by Oracle. Okay, so everything, entire infrastructure is maintained by Oracle. Business doesn't have to have the infrastructure required to run those applications at their own premise. Okay. Now, in that also, there are other questions that need to be asked. Do we need application alone? Yes, then buy SaaS application from Oracle. SaaS, as it is called, SaaS, software as a service. So they want the application alone. In the cloud deployment model, they need to buy SaaS. Okay. And we will understand what SaaS is, okay, in detail in the coming slide. But just to give you a heads up, okay, software as a service. No, we also need a platform and tool to create application and services. Now, what is this? Basically, anything over and above what Oracle provides. Okay, something is required. Some custom application need to be developed. Okay, or some additional tools need to be developed. Okay, then is there a requirement like that? Then if it is yes, then they will have to buy what? They will have to buy SaaS and PaaS as a platform. These platforms they will have to purchase the licenses for. SaaS means software as a service, and PaaS is what? Platform as a service. Okay, a platform required to build certain custom applications which are over and above the Oracle applications, okay, which are required to cater to certain specific business needs. Okay, so that is all about cloud. Nowadays, you won't see on-premise, rather everything is on cloud, and you will see the application services, application being provided as SaaS applications, and additional licenses are to be purchased for PaaS, where they will build their own custom tools or custom applications that are required by the business. So these are the two things that you would nowadays see that is being provided as a platform by Oracle. Okay. Now, this is where you would understand the cloud deployment models, okay, which I was talking about. So any business, again, any business who wants to purchase the licenses from Oracle to use their applications of ERP, they will have to buy what? They will have to buy the licenses for software as a service. Now, what is software as a service? All the application that Oracle has developed, like, take for example, the financial applications, or for that matter the supply chain applications that we have. We will see what are those applications in the coming slides, but all of these are the Oracle developed applications, and they are categorized as software as a service. And for that, if you see the platform, the application is maintained by Oracle. So this this orange is for, or orange indicates that everything is managed by Oracle. Okay, and blue indicates that it is managed by the customer themselves or the client themselves who has purchased the licenses from Oracle. Okay, now in this case, software as a service, the application is managed by Oracle. The data, okay, related to those applications, so whenever business uses them, there would be data, right? So the data is again managed by Oracle. So the data servers, so data is managed means the database, okay, the data servers are all managed by Oracle. It is not to be managed by the client. Okay, similarly, middleware, operating system, servers, storage, networking, whatever is required to run these applications are all managed by Oracle. Okay, So how would then business get the access? So basically, they will just get a URL. Okay, the web based URL which they will get, and then they will get the necessary credentials, the login ID and password, which simply they would enter, and they will be able to access the applications, like is the case in many of the cloud based softwares nowadays. Okay. Now, platform as a service. Now, when is platform as a service required? Whenever they want, as I mentioned, whenever they want to develop their own in-house tools, okay, and similarly, custom applications that they want to build over and above the Oracle applications, ERP application, they need platform as a service. Okay, where the blue is application is created by the business, the client who has purchased the software, the licenses for platform as a service. The data again is managed by what? Managed by the business who is purchasing the license, but the remaining infrastructure, that is the middleware, the operating systems, the servers, the database, the networking, all these are managed by Oracle. Both are in the cloud model only. So what we are discussing is the cloud deployment models. Okay, these two, on-premise, as I mentioned, nowadays the on-premise model is not there. Okay, there is, so people who have purchased it earlier when it was in the trend, at that point of time, whoever have purchased it, Oracle provides support in case of any issues that come up. Then Oracle provides support, but then they are not providing the applications anymore in the on-premise model. Okay. Now, in the on-premise model, earlier everything was managed by the business itself, the clients who are purchasing the licenses. So only the software was being provided by the required softwares was provided by Oracle, and then the entire infrastructure required to run had to be maintained by client. Okay. Nowadays it is not there on-premise, so that is why it is called a traditional model. Okay, infrastructure as a service, that is still there, but again, just like on premise, it is not that much that much you won't see nowadays, where the application data, middleware and operating systems were managed by the client, but then the servers and storages were managed by Oracle. Okay, but these two are no more. I mean, you will not see that much these days. Everything is on software as a service and platform as a service. Okay. Now, in order to understand the journey, these are just the architecture that we have understood, the high level architecture, the deployment models that we have understood relating to the Oracle cloud applications. Okay. Now, Oracle, it is important to understand the Oracle cloud environment releases. So over the years, since the beginning until today, okay, what are all the different environments, or the releases, as you can say, that Oracle has come up? Okay, over the years, as I mentioned, it is what it over the years it has been acquiring the best practices, okay, and have been including those best practices in their applications. Now, so every time they come up with a particular release, okay, just like you see in these days, the softwares, okay, every now and then you would see in your mobile applications, there is a version upgrade coming up, right? And it asks you to first of all download those version upgrades and install it. Similarly, Oracle is also what? Oracle is also again a software application. Okay, so time and again, whenever they are coming up with new features, okay, they would come up with new releases. Similarly, new versions they would come up, okay, as part of their Oracle environment releases. So it is important to understand, to have a holistic understanding on the Oracle cloud application. What were the early releases? Okay, when it started off with the Oracle cloud application, what were the releases then? What are the current releases? What is the latest release that we are that Oracle applications are on? And the version upgrades. So what is the version upgrade policy? So in what intervals they come up with upgrades for their ERP applications? All these things are to be understood. So let us understand that. Okay, so Oracle Fusion release history. Okay, so in 2011, okay, that is when they came up with their first release for the Oracle, cloud or Fusion ERP. So Fusion, just relate to what I had explained earlier. It is a mix of multiple things. Okay, multiple universally accepted business practices built on multiple deployment models, and then built on multiple built based using multiple tools. Okay, so that particular Fusion, okay, application release first happened in 2011. Before that, everything was e-business suite, as it is said. So we had seen what an e-business suite is. Okay. So from 2011, it started, and the first release was R1, release one, as it is said. Okay. And then over the years, it went up, it came up with multiple releases, release two, release three, release 4 up to release 10. Now, up to release 9, 10, you can see it was providing the deployment model on premise as well as cloud. Both the types of deployment was available. Okay, on premise was also available and cloud deployment model was available. Okay, so after release 10, okay, after release 10, it stopped the on premise one. Okay, it did not release any more releases on the on premise deployment model. From then onwards, everything is on cloud. Okay, R11, R12, R13, which is the latest release, the most static release, as it is called, static, or the most stable release, you can say. Okay, is the release 13, which came up around 2011. Okay, it is all on cloud. Now everything is provided on cloud. Okay, it is no longer providing a few new releases on premise. Okay, so this is the release history for Oracle ERP applications. Okay, right now, as I mentioned, we are on release 13. Now, Oracle basically has an upgrade policy, okay, of quarter. Every quarter, they come up with a new upgrade, okay, the version upgrade, as it is called. Okay, so release is there, release 13 is there, but in release 13, okay, every quarter of the year, they come up with a upgrade, version upgrade, you can say. Okay, so now to understand the version upgrade policy, okay, what Oracle follows. So Jan to March, okay, that is the first quarter. April to June is the second quarter. July to September is the third quarter, and October to December is the fourth quarter. So every quarter they come up with a version upgrade. So in the version upgrade, what do? They might come up with new features. Okay, they might make some feature obsolete. That is a very rare scenario, but yeah, it is possible. Okay, that they can end some certain features, and then they can come up with new features or advanced features for that same functionality. Okay, so that is how they would come up with the upgrade. Now each quarter they name it as A, B, C, and D. We will see in the application. We will first of all also see how the cloud model, you get an access. Okay, and then we will see how they name their versions and releases. That we will see in the system. There in the application login we will see. Okay, but just to give you an example, so they name their versions A, B, C, D. Okay, and which has a suffix of year. Okay, so 21 is the year. If let's say in 2021 they came up with a upgrade, so the name of the upgrade they would name it as 21A, indicating that it came up in 2021 and the upgrade is A, or the version is A. Okay, similarly 21B indicates in 2021 in the second quarter they came up with this upgrade, so on and so forth. Right now in 2023 first quarter, it has already come up with a new upgrade, and that upgrade version has been named as 23A. Okay, and in coming quarters, whenever they come up with a new upgrade, it will be named as 23B, 23C, and 23D. Okay, and so on and so forth in the respective years. Okay, that is how they would come up with they would name their versions. Now let us see in the system, okay, how first of all, we can get an access, and how you will be able to see the versions, the releases and the versions that Oracle ERP applications are on. Okay. So First of all, as I mentioned, okay, in the cloud-based model, what will the customer have, or what will the business have? They will have a URL, okay, which will be a link, or from the web browser, you can input that URL and you can access the applications. And in order to access or enter into that framework, okay, you will get what? A user ID and password. Okay, so this is just one example. Okay, okay, so this is one example of the URL. So if you look at this URL, HTTPS, like this there will be a URL. And when you input this in the browser and enter, this is the page that will come up. Sign into Oracle Applications Cloud. Okay, and you need to provide your ID and password to access. Okay. So we are logging into the Oracle Fusion Cloud applications. Okay, and this is the landing page. Okay, where you will see, many things, like, this will be a logo. This is Oracle logo right now, but if it is a company, companies can put their logo over here. And there are many things, multiple things that you can see. These are all the functional areas, okay, which you can access to perform the business functions. Okay, similarly, if you go here, this is kind of a menu icon. Okay, this is again showing you all the areas which where you can work, okay, related to your uh, activities, or the applications that you have purchased and the business functions that you need to carry out. You will find the accesses or application available. So just as an example, payable department, okay, need to work on payable application, so they will have access to payables in this section. Okay, or receivable department for that matter. So payable, as I mentioned here, see, payable as an application they are getting, and then they will be able to see what the functional aspects that they can, or departmental aspects that they can work on, the tasks that they can work on, okay, from this particular section. Okay, so this is how all the application access, depending upon the licenses that they have purchased and the accesses that are provided to this user, will be available, which definitely in the coming sessions, okay, we will understand how these accesses are provided, XYZ, what all these icons stand for. All these things we will understand in the coming sessions. Okay, how the application access, even not all people need to be given all the application access. That also how it is done. We will see those things as well in the coming sessions. Okay. Now about the application releases that I was talking about, right? So how can you see the application release? So in this particular section, if you scroll down, let me minimize the page, and we will see this about this application section. So when you click on that, you will be able to see which release and version this particular application is on. Oracle Fusion Cloud application you are using, which is the release and which is the version that you are using. So here you see 23A. So this means in the year 2023, first quarter is the version upgrade that has happened. That is what the current version is. Okay. Now, what do these stand for? Okay, so 11 stands for the Oracle Cloud Application Architecture year in which it started. So Oracle, as I mentioned in the release history, it started off in the year 2011. Okay, so all the Fusion releases, the first Fusion release started in 2011. So that is what this 11 indicates. Okay, the second thing indicates 13. Currently, what is the release that you are on? Okay, so as I mentioned, the current release is release 13. Okay, so that is what this 13 indicates. This is the release. And then the following is 23. 23 is the year in which this we are currently on, or this version application is on. Okay, and then 01. 01 indicates the first quarter. Okay, first quarter in which the release was rolled out. Okay, so that is what this entire thing indicates. And then this again, this 23A again indicates the version in which the year and the version of the particular version app, or the Oracle Cloud application. Okay, so that is how you can decode, okay, or you can understand what the version and release we are currently on from this Oracle login page, or the Oracle application login page. Okay. Hope my screen is visible. The application and the screen was visible to you. Can anyone confirm?
Yes, Chandhu.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for the confirmation. Let's move ahead. So this is all about the Oracle cloud environment releases. Okay. The basic understanding on how things have been. Now we will understand in each of the deployment model, that is the software as a service. As I mentioned, right, software as a service is what the application, the softwares that Oracle is providing, the Oracle developed applications and softwares. That is what SaaS is, software as a service, for which the businesses have to procure a separate license. Okay. Now, as part of that, software as a service, it includes all the application, as I mentioned, and you can see for business, multiple or different business functions and business processes that are being carried out, they have their applications built. So human capital management. Okay, for human capital management, they have a list of applications that are available. So global human resources, talent management, workforce rewards, workforce management. Okay, HCM analytics. Analytics is for reporting and analysis activities. Okay, so these are all different applications under the human capital management business process. Okay, for which they have the applications in SaaS. Similarly, enterprise resource planning, they have categorized it as ERP separately for financials. Okay, so for financials, you will have multiple things. Financial applications, it is a suite again, which has accounts payable, accounts receivable, similarly fixed assets. Okay, then we have cash management of the treasury, as it is called. Okay, all the functions and processes that are under the financial business processes. Okay, for that, there are applications under financials. Accounting hub, these are all advanced applications to cater to certain business requirements additionally. Okay, then risk management for the risk profile analysis and risk data management. There are applications under the ERP domain. Okay, then ERP analytics, ERP cloud for mid-size. These are all then project management. These are all categorized under ERP, enterprise resource planning. But as a whole, again, you can say these are all part of ERP itself. Okay, but yeah, categorized into multiple business process domain. Okay, then EPM, enterprise performance management. These are kind of applications which have been built based on the Hyperion tool. Okay, on the Hyperion tool I mentioned, right, in the earlier slide, where Hyperion was a software provider for analytics and business intelligence. Okay, and that also has been acquired by Oracle, and they have integrated it into Fusion application. That is where you have it as enterprise performance management. And there are applications which help in financial consolidation and close. Okay, similarly, enterprise performance reporting, EDM. These are all for the advanced reporting tool. Okay, advanced reporting functionalities and business intelligences, you can say. Okay, but business intelligence is altogether a separate thing, but yeah, it is kind of a reporting tool. Then customer experience. Customer experience is basically all related to marketing, sales activity, customer engagement. Okay, then multiple other sub business processes, you can say, within the customer experience. So that is where there are multiple applications that Oracle provides, okay, within the customer experience domain. Okay, then industry solutions. There are multiple industry solutions which are kind of more advanced, business processes, which are very key business processes, or key financial areas, or for that matter, any other supply chain key aspects. For that, they have separate industry-wise solutions based on from industry to industry. For education and research industry, there are certain specific applications. The earlier ones you saw, it is generic. Okay, which caters to the generic business world processes. Okay, so HR is a generic business world, financials is a generic, right? Accounts payable, accounts receivable under financials is a in almost all industry organizations. Okay, whatever industry they are in, you would see these processes. So these are all for generic business practices, the applications. But then certain specific industry solutions, okay, there are. So for that also they have certain applications, like I mentioned, education and research. So specific to education and industry, they have certain applications. Similarly, specific to healthcare, okay, they have certain applications. Specific to insurance, leasing industry, okay, again they have their own application. So that is where it is coming under or categorized as industry solutions. For supply chain, they have inventory management, logistics, maintenance, manufacturing. For all these business processes, they are categorized under the supply chain management applications. Okay, then the recent release or the recent developments into the industry that you can see, Internet of Things, IoT. Okay, so IoT is like, for real time management of the fleets of the cars. Okay, like, I'll take an example of Uber. Okay, they have to manage their the cars that are running. Okay, so on a real time basis, so that is what IoT is for. Okay, so for that they have their own, Oracle has come up with their own IoT based applications for IoT asset management, asset monitoring, similarly fleet management. Okay, for that, those things they have IoT apps that they have come up. Then adaptive intelligence, intelligent applications. So there are AI based applications for multiple industry and business processes. They have come up with tools. So these are all coming under what? Application as a software as a service. All the application that Oracle provides comes under software as a service. Okay, now the next thing that I mentioned earlier, platform as a service. Now, platform as a service is also something that they will have to purchase. Businesses that they want, okay, businesses which want, something additional to be developed, some additional application, custom application that they want to design. Okay, then they will have to purchase the licenses for PaaS. And with the PaaS access or the PaaS licenses procured, they will get, certain tools based or using which they can develop their own applications. Also, they will get certain data management databases and licenses to those things as well, where the data can be managed with respect to those applications that they are custom building. Okay, so that is where, as part of PaaS, they will get data management, database backup, then autonomous tracking. Okay, big data, all these things they will get an access to. Okay, similarly, application development tools like Java. Okay, then blockchain, then mobile based development tools. Okay, all these things they will get. Okay, as part of the platform, as a service. Then integration, certain integration tools. Okay, it is like, why integration is required. Any business cannot work in isolation. Okay, they have lot of softwares that they are having, not only Oracle. In a real time business, you will see a lot. For many of the business processes, they might be purchasing some other softwares as well. Okay, a very small example for you to relate. Okay, in case of healthcare, okay, in case of healthcare industry, there is something called Cerner. Okay, in Cerner, Cerner is an application, a third party application, where the data related to the patients and bookings, everything are maintained in Cerner. Okay, and then from that software, the data needs to be interfaced to Oracle in order to carry out the underlying other processes, the related processes, like financial, using that data for maintaining the financial data, or for that matter supply chain related data. All those things are there. Okay, so Oracle is kind of an ERP where finally all the data would get integrated. So for that, certain integrations have to be developed. Okay, that is where they will need to again have PaaS licenses to get an access to the integration tools and then integrate the data. Okay, so that is where PaaS as a platform license need to be procured by the business. So that is where, in majority of the clients that are going for Oracle ERP, they actually buy the licenses for SaaS as well as for PaaS. Okay, it is not like all the application that Oracle provides can cater to their business requirements. There might be some things for which they might want to build their own application, okay, as per their specific business needs. Okay, so that is where they purchase the PaaS as a license as well. Now, Oracle Fusion Application Framework. Okay, now this is key to understand. So earlier we saw high level areas or business functional areas in the application, software as a service. Now we will see under each of them what are the different applications that are available. So people from financial background, I believe most of you would be from a financial background because you're choosing to go with the financial application training, but definitely there would be some people from other technical backgrounds also who are actually working on financial applications. So for all of you to understand, this is the framework for financial management. Okay, for management of the financial activities of the businesses, the business processes, there are applications. So general ledger, okay, accounts payable, asset management, okay, payments and collections, accounts receivable, cash and expense management. These are some of the examples of the financial management tool, which I will give you a brief understanding on all these in this session itself, so that you can relate. Then similarly, human capital management. Okay, human capital management to manage the data, to manage the processes and data related to payroll of the business, talent. Okay, then performance management. All these things would come under the human capital, and these are the applications that would be available as part of the Fusion suite. Okay. Similarly, customer relationship management to cater to these business processes. These are the applications which are there. Okay. Similarly, project management. Okay. So project management is for project intensive, businesses. So project business intensive businesses are what, like big windmill project companies. Okay. Or for that matter, certain manufacturing, machine manufacturing companies. Okay. Or construction companies. These all have projects. They are called project intensive, businesses. So for them to manage their projects, Oracle has the applications related to project portfolio management. Okay. Now procurement, understand what is a procurement. So all activities that are part of the procurement, okay, process. For that, they have come up with multiple applications. Some of them cater to the very basic requirements, basic purchasing cycles. Then there are certain advanced modules which help them in, processing or carrying out the advanced functionalities like, performance, spend and performance analysis. Similarly, self-service procurement, sourcing. Okay, these are some of the advanced functionalities. Okay, with respect to the procurement as an activity. Then supply chain. Okay, under supply chain, it would come in inventory management, cost management, shipping and receiving, global order promising. Okay, product data, product master data management. These are all sub applications that you would find under the supply chain management domain. Okay, similarly, governance and risk and compliance. For that, they have certain applications available. Okay, so these are all part of the Oracle Fusion application framework. Now to understand a bit from the Oracle Cloud Financials perspective. Okay, what are the applications we will understand, and we will also understand. We will basically understand the core modules, but these are some of the other advanced modules which are there in case of financial suite. So, what are the core modules, which is developed based on generic business practice, irrespective of any industry a business is or a client is, irrespective of any what do you say, industry, as I mentioned, irrespective of any environment the client is in. Okay, all the businesses, they definitely have the general business processes. Okay, and for that they have come up with the core financial modules. Okay, and what are these core financial modules? General ledger. Okay, accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, cash management, expenses. Okay, now what is a general ledger? Basically, there is a finance department who maintain the entire accounting, data. Okay, which is called the general accounting department. Okay, who actually use the general ledger application to record the, accounting data. And then finally, they generate their financial statements. Okay, so every business, they have to publish what? They have to, first of all, manage the data, financial data, and then every quarter or every month end, or for that matter, every year end, they have to publish their financials. Okay, that is the profit and loss statement, the balance sheet statement. They will have to prepare it, and then they will have to publish it. Now, all those activities, okay, happen in the general ledger module. Okay, all those business function related specifically to this area, okay, of the finance department, that is being managed under general ledger application, and that is the core module, okay, for all the accounting and financial data. Okay, now accounts payable. Now every business, they have a payable team, accounts payable team, who manage the business processes related to the supplier invoices, right? All the supplier invoicing part, the supplier payment part, okay, all the activities related to the supplier management, supplier payment, and supplier invoicing, supplier payment, all those activities are managed under the accounts payable as a module. Just for saying, it is only a very simple thing, managing supplier invoices or managing the payments, but it is not that small. Okay, there are a lot of activities or a lot of sub activities that are performed in each of these departments or each of the business as a part of the accounts payable function in the business. So it is not just maintaining the invoices, it is not just creating or sending out the payments. There are a lot of other activities like uh, after the invoices have been created, after the payments have been made, on a periodic basis they will have to analyze the open balances. Okay, how many invoices are yet to be paid, then they will have to come up with certain strategies to make the payments. Okay, so all these things are part of the accounts payable, okay, related to what are the different modes of payment that they want to make the payments to the supplier, whether it is through check, whether it is through uh, you know uh, what do you say, bank transfer. So all these would be part of what the accounts payable module. Okay. Now, similarly, fixed assets. So all the activities that are performed as part of the fixed assets, like creation of an asset. Okay. Once the asset has been purchased, creation of the asset. Similarly, maintaining the depreciation data related to the assets. Okay. Similarly, what do you say? Doing other activities like at the end of the asset life, or you are selling of the asset. Then in that case, capturing the retirement or the sale of the asset as a retirement because you are retiring it, right? So retiring those assets. So all these are activities which come under what? The fixed asset application. Okay, so all the activities that are performed by the fixed assets department. Okay, similarly, what? Tracking of the asset. Right, right. So every asset that is there for the business, that has to be periodically tracked. So all the reporting activities related to the asset, all these things are managed under the fixed assets module. Now, in case of accounts receivable, again, all the activities that an accounts receivable department, okay, that manages the transaction related to all the customer invoicing, the payments that customers have made, recording those, accounting those. Okay, similarly, getting or analyzing the certain reports related to the customer due balances. Okay, that is also part of the accounts receivable department. So there are many more functions that are performed in a day-to-day business, okay, as part of each of these domains in the business. For each of them, there are applications also available which help them carry out the different business activities. Okay, similarly, cash management is all related to the bank statements processing. Okay, all those would be part of the cash management transaction. Now, expense is what? Expense is for all the employee reimbursements. So there is a module that they have come up with called expense, specifically to cater to the business activities related to employee reimbursements. Okay, so as part of their everyday day-to-day business operations, employees, they have to incur certain expenditures for the business. Now, how would they manage the process? That means employee does the expense, then they will have to come to the system, they will have to raise certain claims for the reimbursement, because these are expenditures related to business which employee has incurred. Now every activity related to those would be part of expense module. Okay, so all the activities that can be performed there. Then there are certain other modules which are called advanced modules. So intercompany is a advanced module that caters to what? The intercompany processes. So from a financial standpoint of view, intercompany transactions happen. right? Between the sister concerns. So in that case, there is a module that is available to handle such kind of transaction, which is called the intercompany module. Then advance collection. So these are all collection activity with respect to the accounts receivable. Okay, customer collections, as you can see, there are certain strategies that can be designed in the for customer collections, for customer due payments and all, and then those activities can be done in the advanced collection module. Then tax, all the tax related activities can be done based on the tax module. Okay, then there are other niche business areas like lease accounting, specifically for companies that are into leasing business. Okay, this application will cater to them with respect to their industry that they are in. Joint ventures, similarly, for that also there is an application. Okay, now this is just a background of what is part of the Oracle financials suite. Okay, now just to highlight, now these are all just financial suite. Okay, and to explain this, all these are interrelated, because in a business function, okay, from a business standpoint of view, business functions cannot operate in isolation. Okay, all of these are integrated with each other. Okay, that is where even the Oracle, the one of the best features why Oracle is standing out as a leader, okay, in the ERP space, is because the applications that they are providing is also interrelated, interlinked, seamlessly integrated with each other. Okay, seamlessly integrated. Why? So if you ask me, this is just a example of how the seamless integration for Oracle applications is. Okay, like you can just, I'm taking this one as an example. Okay, payable and asset. So payable is what? Payable is to maintain the supplier invoices. Okay, now definitely assets are what? Procurement is done, right, in the procurement by the procurement department. Okay, and then there is a resultant activity that happens where the supplier would send you the invoice related to that asset, right? So the payable department then will be responsible, and then the invoices will be booked in the payable for the supplier invoices. Now it is for what? It is for the assets that have been procured. So now from payable, the information related to those assets that have been, for which the invoice has been entered, will flow to the asset application. Okay, and then in the asset module, the asset would be created. So this is an example of how payable is integrated to the payable module, or the payable application is integrated to the assets. Okay, similarly receivables. Okay, and advanced collections. So advanced collection, as I mentioned, it is for collection strategies of the business, how to collect, or what are the strategies that they need to adopt with respect to the customers. Now again, the customer functions are again related to what? Receivables, the invoicing part. So the what do you say, the transfer of information or the data between these application happen, okay, as part of the processes that they are involved in. And Oracle has designed or developed these applications in such a way that there is an integration, or a seamless integration between all of these applications. This is just an example of financial that I have taken, but it is even integrated with other domains, like the supply chain application are also integrated with financial application. Similarly, project management applications are also integrated with financial applications. Why? Because each of these applications also have some underlying data which has certain financial implications, right? Like the case of procurement, as I mentioned, procurement comes under the head of supply chain management. Okay, now the data that is being entered related to the procurement, okay, when the goods are received, okay, there will be what? There will be a financial implication because of the uh, purchase of the items. So that finally the data, the financial data, okay, would flow into what? The accounting data would flow into general ledger. Okay, similarly, there is an integration that whatever purchase orders have been created need to be linked with the invoices. Okay, so that is again an integration between procurement and payable. So that is how it is a kind of a framework which are interrelated to each other. Okay, just like a business process is interrelated to each other. Okay, so that is where this is one of the best features of the Oracle ERP applications. Now, all the In all of these application, accounting happens. Okay, because there is a financial data involved, and then it is transferred, or the accounting of the transaction that are happening in each of these application is being governed or controlled by a middle layer called subledger accounting. Okay, and then finally this subledger accounting engine transfers the entire financial data to general ledger, which is at the heart of the financial information or the financial accounting data. So all the transaction that happen, there is an accounting that gets generated, and then finally the accounting gets transferred to general ledger application. That is where finally from where the entire financial data reporting and everything is generated. Okay, so this is just a framework that I wanted to help you understand on how the integrations are there in the Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, now to help you understand what are the modules that would be covered as part of this course. Okay, we cannot cover all what our course offers. Okay, or when you are going to go through the training for these, the Oracle Cloud Fusion application, these are the applications that we will train you on. Okay, so general ledger. General ledger is required because it is the heart of all the financials. So that is where it is key to understand or know the general ledger application. Accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, cash management, and to some extent, some features related to tax. Okay, the basics of the tax configuration that we will see. Okay, general ledger, accounts payable, fixed assets, accounts receivable, cash management. This will be in depth. Okay, in depth understanding on the applications, how to first of all. Now one more thing to understand as part of your what do you say course. Okay, what will you be taught? Okay, you will be taught to first of all configure these applications. Okay, right now many of you would be accountants, or many of you might be working in different departments. So, and you would be using the softwares, whatever software it is, Tally or XYZ, whatever software it is. Now you are using it for the business, but already some things might have been configured with respect to the business requirements, so that business can use these applications to carry out their businesses. So there is an underlying configuration required. So first of all, as part of this course, what you will understand is how to configure these applications. Okay, we will take into consideration certain examples which are a generic example, and we will try to configure these applications, or generic a universal kind of process. Okay, a common process we will take into consideration, and we will configure these applications. And also we would learn how to carry out the transactions, okay, in each of these applications. So there are two sections. Okay, so I will just give you a glimpse of how it would be. Let's say for GL. Okay, so is my Excel sheet visible?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so here you are seeing two sections. So this is just for GL application that we are seeing. General ledger configuration list. So what all is required to configure the general ledger application? What are the sub components or sub configurations that need to be done to enable it to for a business use? Okay, that configuration first of all we will see, and then also we will see the transaction process. So how the application can be used by the business to carry out the transactions, okay, for the routine business process. So both these things we will train on as part of the course offering for each of the application, GL, AP, AR, FA, for all of them. So for AP, let's see, these are all the configurational items that we will configure, and then we will carry out the processes, certain business processes as part of the transaction activities of the business, like creation of invoice, creation of payment, creation of debit memo. All these are the transactional elements that we will have a look at. So both these things we will have a look at as part of our course offering for each of these applications. Okay. For tax, it will be a very basic configuration that we will look, and also we will look at the basic transaction that we can perform using the tax application. Okay. Now, see, you might have a question. Okay, I'm learning the configuration aspect, and also I am learning the transactional aspect. How would it be? It would be beneficial for me, or in what role would it be beneficial for me in my career? So that is where I'll explain or give you a walkthrough on certain Oracle work profiles and roles. Okay, in the industry. Okay, in the industry, there are many companies, okay, which are providing what the Oracle application configuration, what do you say, configuration services. The core softwares are what are actually developed by Oracle. So you see in this slide, okay, the product selling, the softwares are basically sold by Oracle because it is developed by Oracle. But the services, okay, the configuration services are being provided by multiple companies, okay, which are called the service providers. So all the big fours, okay, all the big four companies, audit firms are into providing the services related to the Oracle application configuration. Okay. Similarly, Oracle Consulting themselves, they have their own company. Oracle has own company called Oracle Consulting, which are providing the application configuration services. Okay. Similarly, IBM, Infosys, many other key players, Wipro, all these are the big names in the industry who are providing what the services related to the configurations. Now, as a you as a person, how will you be part of these organizations? Okay, or what is the role or the work profile which you would be involved in once you have the edge of knowing the configurations and the transactions. Okay, so basically you will be hired, okay, or your role in these organizations will be are highly categorized in these way, okay, or under these roles. One is an Oracle functional team, the other is an Oracle technical team, and then there is an end user. So end users are what? End users are the respective business departments, okay, where like an accounts payable accountant, okay, he is an end user for the accounts payable application. Similarly, general accountant will be an end user for the general accounting, the general accounting department. Okay, accounts receivable will be an accounts receivable user, okay, will be an end user for the accounts receivable application. So that is the role of an end user. Okay, but you who are training for the configuration, okay, and knowing the application in and out, okay, you would be part of the Oracle functional team. Okay, so these companies, okay, would hire you based on your knowledge of configuring the application and running the application, and they will include you as part of their Oracle functional team. Okay, so having trained on the financial application, you will be part of the Oracle finance functional team. Okay, the functional means basically a person who has the knowledge of the finance and accounting background. Okay, the functional background or the functional departmental background functional team. Now, who all would be part of the technical team? Okay, so technical team or people who are part of the technical team would be people who know certain, technical or who have certain technical knowledge, like, knowledge of SQL, similarly, knowledge of, Java, or, such kind of technical, knowledge that they have, and who in turn also are required, okay, to configure or to implement the Oracle application. Why? There are many reports that need to be developed. Similarly, when they acquire PaaS, when businesses they acquire PaaS, certain applications, okay, custom applications that have to be developed with respect to their business function. So in that cases, in those scenarios, it is the technical team. The people are hired as part of the technical team who have those kind of specific knowledges, SQL knowledges and all. Okay. Now, as part of the training course, we are training for Oracle functional team. Okay. Why? Because we are looking at we are to acquire the knowledge related to the functional aspects like the accounting knowledge, the finance knowledge, which in turn we will apply along with our knowledge for a knowledge of configuring the applications. So that is how your role when you get hired into any business or any company that is providing the services, your role will be part of Oracle functional team. because you have the functional knowledge, okay, of running these applications, as well as the domain knowledge. Domain means the finance and accounting domain. Okay, it is required, okay, to have a finance and accounting knowledge. But if someone is there in this particular in this session who are from a technical background and still want to pursue the training, definitely it will be an added advantage. Okay, why? Because there is another role called techno functional role. Okay. Now, techno-functional role means a person who has the technical knowledge as well as the functional knowledge. Okay. And it is a very sought after, profile. Okay. In the market. Okay. Which have a more, scope, but definitely it doesn't mean that a functional guy doesn't have a scope. Definitely it is a scope available in the market. So not all people will have all the knowledge. Okay. Technical knowledge and the functional knowledge, not everyone will have everything. Okay, so that is where the role is again segregated in this manner. Okay, anyone who is from a technical team wants to understand or wants to train on the financial application definitely can do. Only thing is that they have to acquire certain knowledge related to the accounting, and the financial aspects. At least the basic knowledge they need to have. Okay, so to help you out with the for technical people, to help you out with that, I will be sharing some documents which will help you understand the accounting concepts, okay, and the financial concepts. Okay, and then you will be able to grasp that knowledge, and then you will be able to relate to all the things that we will be training on. Okay. Then implement work profiles. It is also required to understand in the industry how your work profile would be categorized. Okay, it is categorized as implementation, support, and testing. Now, implementation is basically what the clients who have purchased the software. Okay, they need to have it first configured. So that is where the role of or the work profile of implementation comes in. Okay, where as a functional consultant or as an or part of the Oracle functional team and technical team, you would understand the business requirements. Okay, you would understand the business requirements, and with respect to that too in the financial applications. Okay, you would understand their requirement and you will implement. Okay, you will implement the softwares according to the business requirement for the business. That is the implementation work profile. Okay, support. What is the role? What all are part of the support work profile? So basically, once an application has been implemented, configured, and business starts to use it, okay, on an every time, sometime, they might face with certain issues, or there are certain new features that have come up in the new releases or versions which the business is not aware, and or the business users are not aware, and you need to train them on how to use those features. So that would all be part of the support. So that phase, the support phase, generally comes in once the implementation has been completed and business users start to use the software or the application. Okay, so that is again, support is a work profile which is available. So in the market, there are companies who are just giving support services. So after just to support them in their day-to-day operations with respect to the ERP applications. And testing is another profile which you would find, which is a very rare work profile. But again, there are profile available for testing. So for testing means the implementation team does the configuration, and before it is given or handed over to the business users or the business to carry out their routine business operations, the testing team would make sure that whatever has been configured, okay, is actually working properly as per the business requirement. So some companies, they actually hire specifically those companies that are providing testing services. But if you ask me, from an implementation perspective or an implementation work profile, as an implementer, you are also supposed to do the testing. The first level of testing also you are supposed to do. Okay, once you have configured all the application to check everything is working properly or not. So that is where this is a very challenging work profile. You will learn a lot many things. Unlike a routine job of an accountant, okay, where you are just supposed to maintain the data related to the accounts and finance. Okay, it kind of becomes a bit monotonous. Okay, over a period of time. Over a period of time, the knowledge that you acquire gets limited. But when you come to the Oracle, okay, work profile, it is always something new that you learn. Okay, it is always a challenging work environment. Businesses there, the clients, from one client to another, when you go for implementation, the requirements would be different. The business processes would be different. Okay, so it is a whole another dimension that you are going into. Okay, from your work profile or a career perspective. Okay, so that is where this training for the Oracle Fusion financial applications will help you out, to train for that role. Okay, and to get to that career path. Okay, so these are all the industries where you will see the use of Oracle ERP heavily. IT, healthcare, almost all industries you will see the use of Oracle ERP. Okay, because that is the one of the best ERP that is there in the market currently, which actually helps businesses to cover almost all business processes. Okay. This is just to give you an implementation methodology from an implementation work profile perspective. What is the activities if you are getting hired, okay, in such a company which is providing implementation services, what generally your tasks or roles would be. Okay, like, it would be a project in itself. Okay, where it will start off with the project readiness. That means you will understand the current business processes. We will understand what are the future requirement of the processes. Then there is a solution design phase. Basically, this is the phase where you design the solutions to use the Oracle applications, okay, as per the business requirement, future business requirements. Okay, there is a lot of activities that is there as part of this phase. These are all split into phases. First, this is the project readiness phase. Then there is a solution design phase. Then you will demonstrate whatever you have configured on the Oracle application. You will demonstrate it to the business. Okay, the key businesses, key business users, who then in turn take decision. Okay, whether to make any changes, to cater to their business requirement, or they are good to go with the solution that you have demonstrated. Okay, and the functioning of the application. And once they have signed off, okay, on that the solution and the based on the demonstration that you have done, then the training would happen, where basically, where as a functional consultant you would train the business users on how to utilize these applications to carry out their business processes. And then finally, once every training has been completed, comes the transition phase. Basically, whatever you have configured, okay, that you would release it to the business users. Okay, that you would release it to the business users to carry on their business activity. So whole lot of activities are there in the implementation cycle, okay, which as a functional consultant you would perform based on the knowledge that you acquire, okay, from learning the applications. Okay, so that is where this would be a game changer for you from your career perspective. If you learn the applications, your scope would get tremendously increased in the market. Okay, also the salary scales and everything that you would see would be very high. Okay, when you come to the from when you choose this career. Okay, so all this is giving you an edge. So learning these applications will give you an edge in the market. Okay, and you will have a very good career going ahead. Okay, which definitely we are going to learn. The use of the configuration of the application, the financial application, the use of it for the carrying out the transactional activities. All these things we will learn, considering certain real life examples. Okay, and we will train on the applications. So people who wish to join, okay, this number is available. Okay, you can confirm your enrollments in the chat. Okay, or in future days, maybe tomorrow also there will be sessions which you can go through. And if you feel that this is something that you want to pursue, you can confirm your enrollments. I hand over this session to Kumar to explain other aspects related to the course offerings.
Yes, thank you, Chandhu. Thank you for your session. So let me share my screen, team. First of all, thank you everyone for attending the session today. So let me explain you here what are the course enrollment details. I mean, like, what are the benefits that we are going to get as part of the enrollment with Triotech software trainings. So basically, I will start with the course duration. I mean, how many days the course is going to be there. So as Chandhu mentioned, what are the modules that we are covering in this particular training? that all modules from the point of implementation and from the point of transactions how to perform, the entire duration of the course will go for 2.5 months. So when I say 2.5 months, it will be close to 85 plus hours. Okay. And then coming to the timings of the course every day, it will be Monday to Friday, Saturday. Okay. You will be having the sessions in the morning, that is every day at 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. IST. Every day 1 hour session you are going to have, that is from Monday to Saturday, and the duration will be 2.5 months, including considering 85 plus hours. So as part of this particular training, you are going to get, coming to the offerings that you are going to get, you will be getting live training where Mr. Chandhu is going to take the training every day. Along with that live training, every day session will be recorded and it will be shared to you over our website. And the video access will be there for lifetime. So how you can access these videos every day? Let's say any day you miss the session, you couldn't able to attend the session due to your hectic work or something. You can refer the session for the day that what we have done. Where you can means, once you go to our website, you have your login ID and password, user ID and password will be shared to you after the enrollment. You can go to the login here, and then there will be a dashboard which will ask you to provide the user ID and password. Let's say one of the students' user ID and password I have saved here. Let me click on login. Then you can able to log in into our dashboard. And if you come to enrolled courses here, you can see the course, like whatever is the course to you. This is our HCM February batch course. The student belong to HCM. In your case, it will be financials February 23. So once you go to your course, everyday sessions will be available here, like whatever the sessions we have. So far in this batch, 5 sessions we completed. So if you go to that particular session, you can watch the session here. You can give the password and you can watch the session here. Let me give the password. Okay. Yeah, the session is open now. I can watch the session. So every day sessions will be uploaded in the portal, and that access will be there with you for lifetime. Once the access being given to you, you can change the password and you can keep it with you. It is a private access which you are going to get. That is from the point of video access for the referring of sessions back. And then you are going to get Fusion application access for 5 months. So this is considering the application to practice, whatever Chandhu daily explaining to you in the sessions that you want to practice. Fusion application access will be, like you can call it as environment access. Okay, will be given to you for 5 months. And a part of these things, you are going to provide it with all the materials for each of the modules. You take general ledger, accounts payable, whatever it is. And also materials, when I talk, we'll be providing you our own custom materials and also the standard Oracle delivered materials for this, like student guides, user manuals, all these things will be provided to you. And also we will be providing you the interview questions for each of the module. In fact, Chandhu will be taking up a workshop sessions on interview preparation also. Like for each of the module, he will be discussing with you some of the questions, like what type of questions will come in the interview, how we have to answer them. That kind of workshop sessions also will be taken as part of the placement activity once we cover the regular trainings on the application. And then you will be getting access to the materials folder, something like a drive access will be given to you. So if I go to finance materials, so each module wise, you are going to get what are the materials that we have in place. You'll be given access to this one. And from the point of certification also, if anyone want to write Oracle certification exam, we also help you with providing you the latest dumps that consisting of question and answers readily available. Even we assist you on that part as well. And also we will help you in the resume preparation also. Like once the training gets completed or as soon as you are ready, after 2 to 3 modules, you are planning to place your profile. Then we also help you in the resume preparation also too. And for the point of freshers or the experienced people, even companies will reach out our training institutes for the trained profiles with us. From our side, we are also going to share the profiles to the companies. And from your side also, you will be placing your resume in all the job portals. So whatever the way the interviews are getting scheduled, we will be in the situation to clear the interview by the time we complete the training. So as Chandhu is a real-time working professional and also conducting the trainings, he will be explaining you with more real-time scenarios, like in his current projects where he is working on. What are the requirements that he is receiving on each of the module? So that gives you more immense knowledge on the more practical requirement, what is coming. So you have the hands-on real-time assignments also when you practice on those aspects, like what Chandhu sir is telling. And that's all actually. These are the offerings that which you are going to get as part of the training. So we've been reaching since 1 hour, like some of the details of you people, we are not having team. So let me stop the recording first of all.